Hi there. Thank you for joining me today on Reading with Miss Jess. Today's story is Seinfeld, The Day of Nothing, written by Micol Ostow and illustrated by Brittany Baugus. Did you ever notice how parents always want you to be doing something? They say, "Hey, it's a nice day. Why don't you go outside and do something?" What's the deal with you and your friends always sitting around doing nothing? I mean, what's so special about something anyway? Hi, I'm Jerry. I love baseball, Superman, and eating cereal. I don't love canned fruit, my neighbor Newman, or when my parents tell me to do something. If I have to do anything, you'll find me telling jokes. Thanks, everyone. You've been a great audience. I'll be here all week. With my new routine done, I had the whole day to do my favorite thing nothing. But my parents had other ideas. "So, Jerry, what are you doing today?" my dad asked. "Kramer and Elaine are coming by," I said. "But what will you do?" Mom asked. She sounded worried. "Nothing," I responded. "That's the whole point of hanging out." Mom frowned. "But Jerry, you have to do something." Just then, the door swung open and my neighbor Kramer burst inside. Kramer is always over here. "Hey, Jerry, Mr. Seinfeld, Mrs. Seinfeld," Kramer greeted us. He headed straight for the refrigerator. "Hello, Kramer," my mom replied. "What are you doing today?" "Something, I hope, unlike my Jerry." "Just percolating," Kramer shrugged. "Is George here yet?" "He's right here," I pointed underneath the table. George has truly perfected the art of doing nothing. "Kramer," my dad tried, "you must want to do something today." Kramer gave him a funny look. He took a huge swig of orange juice. "But I am. See?" Mom just sighed. When Elaine showed up, she was very excited. "What's got you in such a great mood?" Kramer asked. "I was talking to Carol from school," Elaine explained. "Her new baby brother is finally ready to meet new people. So, yada yada yada, we gotta see the baby." "Jerry, this is wonderful news," my mom cheered. "We've been saying all day that you should get out." I rolled my eyes. What's so bad about doing nothing? "Hey, I never agreed to doing nothing," Elaine cut in. Dad put his foot down. "Jerry, listen to me," he said. "You are going to see that baby today." "Oh, fine. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going to see the baby," I groaned. "Georgie boy, wake up." But before we could get going, there was a knock at my door. It was my other neighbor, Newman. Newman and Kramer get along great, but he's more like an arch nemesis to me. "Hello, Newman," I said, glaring. "Hello, Jerry," he replied coldly. "What are you doing today?" Newman asked. I sighed. "Going to see a baby, I guess." "Giddy up!" Kramer exclaimed as he opened the front door. "Don't forget to bring a gift," my parents called after us. What's a good present for a baby? George asked. Babies can't do anything, I said, rolling my eyes. What are you going to give them? An astronaut pen? What's a baby going to do with a pen? Everyone had gift ideas. Goldfish, cologne, cashmere, candy. On the way to Carol's apartment, we passed Joe's fruit stand. Those mangoes look delicious, Kramer said. Kramer, we don't have time to stop, Elaine scolded him. We've got to see the baby. As we passed the post office, Newman turned all red with excitement. Let's get the baby some stamps, he shouted. What's a baby gonna do with stamps? George asked. Can we get to the department store already? Elaine cried. They'll definitely have a gift for the baby. I've got it, Kramer shouted. A puffy shirt, like the pirates used to wear. You want to buy that for the baby? I couldn't believe my eyes. Jerry, it's very fashionable, Kramer informed me. Come on, no one wants to dress like a pirate, I said. Well, the baby might, Kramer insisted. I'll see if they have small sizes. I turned to Elaine. Elaine, tell him babies don't. But before I could finish, Elaine gasped. It's Putty, Elaine whisper yelled. Hide! Why? I thought you were friends, I said. He's so chatty, she shrieked. If he sees us, we'll never get out of here. Back on the street, we caught our breaths. That was close, Elaine said. Hey, isn't the soup place just over there? George asked, pointing. But we gotta see the baby, Elaine protested. I am kinda hungry, I said, and I do like crab bisque. Okay, fine, Elaine sighed. I do like the bisque, but this better be quick. That's too bad, I said. I heard the soup is stunning. We could go for Chinese instead, George suggested. The wait is always too long, Elaine said. How about Schnitzer's Bakery? Newman asked. I stepped up to the counter. 1 chocolate babka, please. The salesman shook his head. All out. We only have cinnamon. Cinnamon babka? Elaine asked, confused. Jerry, want carrot cake instead? I shuddered. You don't make carrots into a cake. Black Forest cake? She tried again. Too scary, I said. No way. Meanwhile, Kramer, George, and Newman were tasting free samples. These pretzels are making me thirsty, Kramer said, spraying crumbs everywhere. George was trying bagel chips and dip. He dipped a chip, took a bite, and then dipped again. The baker exploded. Are you double dipping? Get out of here. I shrugged. Looks like we're finally going to see the baby. I'm sorry, but you can't see the baby, said Carol. He's napping. Get out, Elaine shouted. Believe it or not, we were actually disappointed. Can't you just wake up the little guy? Kramer begged. We brought a gift. Thank you so much, Carol's mom said. But we must let our little schmoopy rest. When George passed her the gift, she looked carefully at his hands. You have lovely hands, Carol's mom told him. I'll bet you could be a hand model. You think? George gazed at his hands curiously. Then he snorted with glee. Well, we didn't see the baby. What now? Elaine asked. We never did get food, I reminded her. I could eat, George said. Kramer and Newman nodded. What did you kids get up to today? The waitress asked. We looked at one another and smiled. Together, we answered, nothing. The thing my parents don't get is I don't have time for doing something. Doing nothing keeps me way too busy.